Let me tell you, it's crazy. I had a friend just like this. When I say she moved in the same apartments I lived in, she wanted to drive the same car I drove. I had to convince her to get the Acura and not another coupe. She wanted the exact same color. She would wear her hair like mine. She would date guys that are like the guys that I was dating. And when things did not work out for her, the way they were working out for me, because she was trying to do what I was doing, she would be so mad at me. She would be so angry, so flustered. This is why I don't like hanging with people who don't have a personality and have low self-esteem. Because when women have low self-esteem, they tend not to know who they are or what they really like or what they really want. And it shows up in every aspect of their life. They, like I said, they won't have a personality, and they just want to be what they see. And they want to be what they see works out for other people. And it just becomes a really big conflict of interest, and then they get mad with you. That same friend, she tried to sue me in a car accident. Like, when I say I can go into a whole story time about this girl, and I let her back in my life 2 times. The third time, I cut that hoe off, and I never let her back in, because when she would get mad at me, she would say stuff to me like, what I really want to say to you, we not going to be friends after I say it. And I'm like, but you trying to be me, so what is it that you want to say to me that's we not going to be friends? I said, bitch, you want my whole life. So I had to like check her and put her in her place. And I let her know, I was like, you're jealous. And in her mind, she could not register the fact that she was jealous. It was so odd. Like, it was so odd. So listen, when you come across these people that are remind you of people that you've already... I've come across people that I feel like are like her, and I don't fuck with them. I don't bother. I stay away from them. You cannot be friends with people who don't have their own personality. You can't. You cannot be. You can't. You just can't do it.
Ways to tell that your friend is jealous of you, and listen up because a lot of you guys are blind. Okay, first, let's say you get like a promotion or something good is happening, and you tell your friend, you're like, oh yeah, I got this, that, and they're like, oh, I'm happy for you, and really, no, their face says it all. 2, pictures. When you're taking their pictures, you're always making sure they look good, lighting's good, all that. When they're taking your pictures, they're just standing there like. 3, they hardly ever comment on your posts. Like, friends gas you up. 4, if they're copying you with like everything you do. Now, friends copy each other, but it's cool, but to a certain extent. 5, whenever you're around people and you're talking and then they cut you off. Number 6 is when you have an idea, you tell them about it, and then they go and they secretly do it, and they're like, what? I've been thought about this. That one gets me every time. Number 7, if they start going out without you. I'm telling you, the hate be real. Huh, babe?
One of the most dangerous kinds of friends a pretty girl can have, and by pretty girl, I mean you, is the type of friend that copies your every move and tries to be you. Now, mind you, I don't mean taking inspiration, I don't mean matching outfits from time to time, or having similar styles, etc. I mean the blatant copying, where it's borderline creepy. This is a specific form of jealousy that becomes dangerous. This is not someone you should have closely around you or in your circle. There are horror stories of friendships that started off like this. Watch out, ladies. Stay pretty.
You should not be friends with anybody that's always copying you. That is not your friend. I feel like on average, you copy your friend maybe once a year. Not really copying, it's like they have a good hair hack, some type of product, something that's actually really good, so you're like, ooh, let me get that too. But copying makeup styles, hairstyles, mannerisms, and so on, I do agree that that person doesn't know who they are, that's why they copy, but that person is still not your friend. That person is trying to be you. They're only close to you because they need to be close enough to be able to ask you, where do you get all these things? How do you do all these things? And learn everything up front and center. We all didn't know who we were at some point. Not a good enough excuse to constantly copy someone. There's just something there. Mental illness, identity crisis, wants to be accepted by many. That's why they copy off of probably whatever is working for other people constantly. This actually happened to me. Someone tried to literally be me, even take over my friends and family. Literally the weirdest experience I ever had. This person was also my roommate, my business partner, my friend. So just trust me when I say, if they're constantly copying you, they are not your friend. There is a secret agenda.
Sometimes people are in secret competition with you. If you can read energies well, you'll figure them out. Okay, if you can read body language, you'll figure them out. But if you can't, it's going to be a surprise to you. You're going to be like, wow, my own mother, my own father, my own boyfriend, my own girlfriend is in secret competition with me. How the hell does that make sense? I should be like an asset to them. But that's not how they see you. They see you as a threat. And you're hurting their ego. Okay? Because especially if they thought of you as a nobody. And now you got something either within you or that is in your possession. If it's something within you, man, even wealthy people will be hating on you and will be in secret competition with you. And the competition a lot of times is for them to position themselves within your mind as better than you. That's the competition. That's really what the competition is all about. Okay? So, for example, if it's somebody who is well off and they see you, you're walking around with some abundant energy. You have this bright aura. You have this vibe about you that cannot be purchased. And they're envious of that. Because how dare you? They make more money than you. How dare you have that and they don't? So what's left? Well, they'll come up to you, pretend to be friends with you or want to be friends with you. And all they're going to do is talk about all their, material possessions and what they do and how much money they earn. To do what? To try to bring you down. Even within your own mind. To say, wow, compared to this guy, I'm nobody. I ain't shit. Right? That's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to think. Okay? I have people who I had to cut off who stalk me. And they believe that if they watch all of my videos, they're going to learn the secret sauce. One thing I do well is I hide the secret sauce. There is no indication of what it is in any of my videos. And had they been good people by proving it to me, I would have gladly shared it with them. That's how I got from point A to point Z so quickly. There is a secret sauce, and it's real. So to those people, watch all you want, but you will never get the secret sauce.
Sometimes you don't realize it, but a lot of people around you are just like competing with you. Like they're really competing with you. Like everything they do, they kind of compare it to what you do. And even when they're asking for how you're doing and like how things are going, it's really just to get an update on how far ahead or behind you are from them. But just because they're competing with you doesn't mean that I can't share, my accomplishments or what I'm doing. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, don't tell people what you're on to. Like, nothing that is for me or that God has for me, anybody else can take or I can mess that up. So I don't really think like that. But when you share good news, like they say the right things, but you don't feel it. And you're like, I don't know why that felt really flat after I told them the good news. But you feel a little gaslighted because they look so happy. But they're not really.
Come in, friend. Let me talk to you real quick. Secret competition ain't as much of a secret as we sometimes act like it is. Secret competition is very loud. It's as loud as the moment you notice they celebrate and support everybody who does what you do, but just not you. Secret competition is as loud as the moment you notice they're imitating you, but doing it in their own way. It's as loud as the moment you notice them comparing themselves to you. It's as loud as the moment they reference what you posted online, however they did not comment or like it. It's as loud as the moment you caught them looking at you like that. It's as loud as the moment where you realize they are doing the same exact thing you told them that you were going to do, but they didn't tell you about it. Because they're trying to beat you to it.
Secret competition ain't no secret. You just refuse to call it what it is. But the sooner you accept that real friends do not compare or compete with you, the better your life is going to be and you're going to enjoy your relationships. But ignoring how you know people really are just so you can have people around you, it ain't safe. It ain't safe, friend. I don't care how long y'all been friends. I don't care how long you've been knowing them. I don't care if y'all related. As soon as you notice people really don't want to see you elevate, vacate the premises.
A lot of times, the reason why you're getting that weird energy from people is because they see you as competition. This is one of those things that took me embarrassingly long to realize. I've talked about this before, but it's called a zero-sum mindset, which means that they see your wins as a loss for themselves. And you'll start getting weird energy from them because of that. You'll start experiencing these weird side comments, insults disguised as jokes, unsupportive behavior. And the reason why you could never really pinpoint why the energy was weird, it's because they were in a one-sided competition with you. You're not thinking with that mindset, and so it's not making sense to you. You leave the encounter and you're just like, that was weird. And they leave the encounter thinking about whatever it is they're competing for. And like always, I recommend cutting them off, because you can literally be the most non-threatening person ever, but if they are living in their insecurities and it is telling them that you are a potential threat, they'll just keep convincing themselves that their actions are justified. And that's why you just keep pushing and doing you. And you'll always win this competition because you're busy working on yourself and they're busy trying to tear people down.
As a woman, you have to be really careful when choosing your friends, because a lot of women like the aesthetic of friends, but they do not value friendship. They don't even know what real friendship is. And when I tell you no idea, I mean have absolutely no idea. And when you're unaware of this, you'll think you have friends when you really just have people who don't mind having space fillers. Like, you may be their friend, but they're not your friend. They'll use you to have a full table at their birthday parties. They'll have you out here spending your hard-earned money and do not give a flip for you. Also, y'all can do that little boomerang passport thing that all the girls do when they get ready to leave the country. You'll be thinking you're out spending quality time with your friends. Whole time, they're only there so they can get a video for their stories on social media of y'all doing toast with shots or something. But where are those friends when life starts lifing? When you lose a parent? When you lose a job? When you're having financial hardship or going through a divorce or having problems with your children? I said all this to say, be sure that the people you consider friends don't consider you a friend for aesthetic reasons, but in some way, your life impacts their life. Because when people don't find value in you, they'll use you for the things they do find valuable. And in this day and age, social media, clout. So stop participating before you start evaluating what you really mean to these girls.